If someone were to play me in a movie, it would be hilarious to have Lucy Liu, or I'm not sure how to really answer this question. There was an Asian guy that went into a bar, and the bartender points at him, he's like, "You're a unicorn!" And he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And so the bartender basically explains, "Well, you're the only Asian top in the city, so you know how rare Asian tops are. So you're just as rare as a unicorn." A lot of the misconceptions that I am faced with are usually due to my race and age. I kept seeing all of these pictures of rope bondage where I really loved the aesthetics of it. It was just so geometrical, it was really pretty. I'm not going to reuse that rope on someone else without taking the proper precautions to make sure it's clean and ready to use again. Regardless of who I play with, I will always play in a way where I minimize my risk. So if they are positive, if they're not positive, I'll probably play the same exact way.
I had this urge during one of my manic episodes in which I didn't know about. I decided that I was going to make a terrarium. When I make them, it makes me peace with myself. And it just feels good to make them. What I really loved about architecture is outlets that let me make things. And drawing was a big part of my childhood. And I found architecture just to be the outlet where I could draw as well. Architecture is one of those professions that requires you to redo a lot of the things you make. For me, the manic part just allowed me to engage in making and remaking and remaking and remaking. Or that's what helped me. I've been diagnosed bipolar for 3 months now. My bipolar has led me to abuse crystal meth, ecstasy, and its substance abuse is one of the symptoms of bipolar. I guess when I look back, now know that my father was manic depressed. My father would sleep a lot. When he was manic, he would just buy the things that we wanted, you name it. So people started to become afraid of being around me because of my manic episodes. It scared them away, and so don't call me anymore or talk to me anymore. I have lost a lot of friends.
I was arrested by the University Police Department. I violated Penal Code 5150 when you're arrested because you're trying to end your life. And the reason why I tried to end my life was because I am gay and Catholic. I was raised by a single mother. She raised me completely on her own, on my faith and also how to live life. My mother and also the church community ingrained in my head that if I commit any homosexual acts, it's basically being led towards damnation. That night, I asked God, saying, you know, if I'm going to go to hell anyways, what's the use of continuing living? Living a homosexual lifestyle, as she would put it, are deviants in society being led towards damnation. I was very, very scared of going to hell, and in the eyes of my mother and me back then was that God was the type of person that was very strict on heaven and hell. And because of that, I do want to go to hell, and I was suppressing all my feelings. I did meet up with a guy, and all he wanted to do was have sex with me. I never, say, masturbated. I never realized what sexual pleasure felt like. I didn't know what a relationship was supposed to be. I didn't know what it meant to be safe. I didn't understand using contraception because the church bans contraception at all. So I was quite naive. When I took my test swab into my mouth to check on HIV testing, I remember the counselors there who were very, very helpful on giving me the resources. When I realized that HIV, there's no cure for it. And that really, really scared me. So I opened up my heart to say, what are the resources? How can I be safe? And what are the measures that I need to do?
The Asian culture, I feel, is very conservative. They're not going to be as likely to explore in these types of kinks and fetishes. But there's definitely people that are interested and that want to try to learn about it. But usually there's a bit more hesitation in terms of the Asian culture. If you do meet someone, I do suggest having like the buddy system, you want to have somebody know that you're going into something that may potentially be risky, and you just want somebody to make sure that you're okay. So it's great to communicate with the person that you are going to play with. A check-in system where after an hour, like let's say you meet at 6, at 7 o'clock, you let the person that you're with know, I need to call this person to tell them I'm okay and that I'm gonna either continue playing or I need to get out right now. But it's a way for someone to make sure that you're okay and well taken care of.
I'm learning about myself. It's not easy. Not a lot of people talk about, because I think everyone's ashamed. It's definitely not talked about in the Asian community, and I'm for sure it's not talked about in the gay community. I used to be afraid of people with mental illnesses. I realized that they're just people and they're trying to manage what they have the best way they can. I'm going to support groups, and it's been helping just to know that there are other people who are going through the same thing that I'm going through. I think you can manage it through medication, exercise, and meditation. And I'm living and dealing with it, trying to manage it while still living my everyday life.
The Catholic Church is a vast family. Your family is not perfect, and you still want to be part of it so you can grow with it. In regards to being Asian and being gay, it is a very, very tough environment. But over time, the Asian community is starting to change its view, slowly but surely. But my biggest advice to those who are gay and Asian is that do not put yourself in a position where you can't speak up, where you can't talk, where you can't do anything. Speak up and just stand your ground that you know you want to be more than just being gay Asian. You want to be your identity.